My name is Veronica Steen.
My name is Ejmin Hakobian.
My name is Kiyu He. That's my official name.
My name is Akanksha Prabhure.
My name is Torres.
My name is Mabul Marulanda Montoya.
I'm ethnically Armenian. I was born in Iran and moved here 6 years ago. The majority of population over there in Iran are Muslim, and it's really challenging, and you have limited opportunities as a minority in Iran. And usually the Armenian name or last name gives you up pretty quickly, and it's very challenging to navigate through the court systems or the governmental offices. So that was one of the reasons that we left, because we wanted, me and especially my brother, we wanted to start fresh in a country that we are going to have opportunities, and no one's going to be able to limit our progress based off of your ethnicity or religion or anything like that.
In China, I'm doing is undergraduate. So I was living with 5 other roommates in a small room, and we only have a bed, and underneath the bed is our table. So it's very crowded and shared bathroom with the whole floor students. But here we have more intimacy and it's more free to do things. The class schedule are more flexible, much more. But back in China, it's more like studying in high school. I feel like I'm constantly moving. I grew up in China, in southwest China, a small town surrounded by mountains. And then I moved out to the capital of that province when I was 12 years old. And I finished high school and moved to Beijing when I was 18 years old and stayed in Beijing for 5 years. So constantly I'm moving.
Initially, it was really hard to kind of convince them that, this is what I really want to do, and it's such a drastic change from, because it's not really common back home. For somebody to be in the arts, people usually prefer to, just get into science, be a teacher or engineering or, be a doctor, something like that. So yeah, it was hard at first, but my family, they're really supportive, but they were also not sure, everybody knows, with TV and film, you have to struggle a lot. I have given up hope, maybe I'll just be poor, but at least I'll be happy,
I started studying acting, modeling, but the idea of this was, well, I can make money from this, and then I can save money for my big dream that was to leave the country. Finally, I found the opportunity to come to this country to study English, to come to the country as an international student. I began the process of learning English as a second language. Has been a very hard process, it still is. Sometimes I don't know how to pronounce words. I don't even know how to read words in English. Sometimes people talk to me and I don't know if I got the message. But I started new dreams here from zero. New family, new environment, new schools, learning a language that has been very hard for me to learn. But I think I've been doing okay.
I didn't even think about the United States. All I knew about the United States was that my dad was here. And that's it, but I never thought about it. I did know it was big, but that's about it. I didn't know English. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, how am I gonna communicate with these people that we don't even speak the same language? I was worried about school because obviously the language. I started in 4th grade when in Mexico, and then I came to the United States and they sent me back a grade because I didn't know English. So I had to repeat 3rd grade again because I was told that if they put me in 4th grade, I wasn't going to learn anything and I was going to be confused. At the beginning, it was hard for me because I've never flunked before. And I was like, well, people are going to think that I'm dumb if I go back and repeat 3rd grade.
I'm from Sweden, Stockholm, and I play soccer here at Cal State LA. So the reason why I decided to come from Sweden to go to school in America was because I was kind of in between of, do I want to travel, do I want to go to school, or I still want to play soccer, and this was the perfect option. Like, I'm traveling here and get to see new things, and I'm still going to school, getting a degree, and I can play soccer at the same time. So it's perfect. If I would compare Stockholm with Los Angeles, I mean, I'm used to living in a bigger city. Like, Stockholm is the capital of Sweden, so I'm used to the city life. So that's like one similar thing I would say with, you know, like the traffic and buildings and a lot of people. But when I decided to come and play soccer here in America, it was more for the experience and to still play, because I mean, I love the game and stuff. But I mean, before I came here, I got offered a professional contract in Sweden, and I could have chosen to go that path, but I chose to go here and get a degree at the same time. But now when I'm done with college, I don't know where I want to do with my soccer, but I think, I mean, I'm still going to play somehow, but I don't know if it's going to be on a professional level or just for fun.
One of the most challenging decisions that we had to make as a family, because my parents were living in Iran for their entire life, and it was especially my dad, it was really challenging for him to just leave everything and come here. My brother and I worked really hard to convince them to move here as a family, and since then I think I'm sure it was a really good decision because it paid off. US was our first choice. I think we were mainly convinced by what we saw in the media. Obviously it's not what now I know it's not the exact same thing, but I lived in Europe, and I lived in Iran and in United States, and US, with all of its problems, is by far the best country, I can say, based off of my experience, that you can live in.
Well, I have a good childhood with limitations like every kid, and as I told you, I have good memories about the good ones that I want to keep. The rest is just part of the past that I already want to leave it alone. And I want people, when they think about Colombia, that is a beautiful country where we have good people who want to show the best of our country, the best of our people, because Colombia is not only, I want to be honest, it's not only about violence or about narcos. That is the only thing that we see or we hear about Colombia. I want to be part of those people who want to show a good face, that we are hard workers, that we are intelligent, that we have dreams. That is like a little path of my life coming to the United States, from learning English as a second language, college, transferring from one college to another one, to LA, Los Angeles, California, and finally deciding to get the degree in television, film and media in California State University.
Yeah, I would say so, because when I came here, I was kind of, hesitating. I was like, I'm different, I'm gonna stick out, and nobody likes that. But all the people I've met until now, everybody has been so accepting. I love that part of it. I mean, in no way has anybody ever made me feel like, you're an outsider or, anything like that. So right now, I would say that I have more American or, just other friends than I have Indian friends at this point. So it's crazy. It's been an amazing journey. So yeah, I love it. So I've never not felt accepted. It was really weird. Somebody once asked me, do you have Google in India? And I was so offended. I was like, how do you think I got here? Like, I do apply to colleges and stuff. Like, I don't even know since like what age I've been using the internet, but let me assure you, we have Google in India. And somebody asked me if we have like Pepsi in India. I was like, really? That's, what? So I kind of got that, maybe the person sitting across from me, like maybe they don't know as much about India, not because they did not intend to, but like you can be ignorant, but you should not assume something about somebody else just based on, whatever you might or might not know.
I mean, it was hard because I didn't want to be here. Like I said, I never imagined myself living in the United States. I picture my entire life in Mexico. When I did move here, it was like a very drastic change for me because my parents didn't tell me. Like I wasn't told, hey, next week or next month we're going to be moving to Los Angeles. It was just out of nowhere. The day before, my mom went to get my papers from school, and I thought we were going to live with my aunt in Cancun. So I wasn't as concerned because I was still going to be, visiting Mexico. I thought I was going to be in Mexico still. But the next morning when, she woke us up, everything was ready to go. The furniture was already covered with blankets and everything. And I was like, wow, we're really leaving, And I still didn't understand what was going on. And then it was until we got to the airport of Tijuana where I realized that, oh crap, this is going on. Like, they had been saying it for a very long time, but I didn't think they were capable of just getting us one day and like, hey, let's go. And we didn't say bye to anyone. The only ones I knew was my mom's sister and her husband, and that was it. I didn't get to say bye to my grandma, to my grandpa, or friends or anything like that. So I think that was what hurt me the most, because I just left out of nowhere. Nobody knew why, nobody knew where I was going. They just knew that we had just left the town, like from one day to another. And getting here and seeing so much lights, like I have never seen so many lights in my life. I was like shocked, but I was still trying to understand what was going on. And it was hard because, like I said, it was a big city. I had never been in a city before. I grew in a small town, like seeing chickens and cows and all that, and running around barefoot. And then here, it's a city. Everyone looks nice and with nice clothes.
I remember the first time when I was gonna fly out here, it was so hard. I remember crying with my friends and family. It was just like such a big step, and because I didn't know what to expect. So it's kind of like that exciting but nervous feeling. If I compare now when I go back for like Christmas break and stuff, it's still sad, but I know I'm gonna come back and see them eventually. And I have a life in America now too, so I'm like excited to go back and see my friends here. So it's different from that first time when I flew out here. The reason why I chose to come here instead of that professional contract was because I wanted to travel and experience new things. And I've been playing soccer my whole life, and if I chose to just play back in Sweden, I would have stayed in the same city and with the same people, and it would have been great too, and I would have developed a lot as a soccer player. But I was still young. I was like 18 at the time, so I still had so much I wanted to do. So I'm glad I took the chance to come here.
Can I say it's more fancy? When I saw it, because I'm used to Beijing, like the skyscrapers and the big city, the busy thing. It's more like New York style. So before I came to Los Angeles, I thought Los Angeles is the same. I just didn't think that Los Angeles is just like how it is like in the old movies, like in the 80s, 90s movies. Yeah. I can go to a restaurant and that's exactly the same. And I can see like the paintings in the restaurant and of the streets, and now it's like doesn't change a lot from what it is now. Like I feel unwelcomed in America, so I'm not having any pressure here socially. That's good, and people are more accepting than what I think.
Another important thing that I'm trying to do in California State University as a student is to be a volunteer in the Department of OSD, because I think it's important to help other students, and as a community we are all welcome to come to this country, to come to this school, so let's get together and help. That is a big challenge for me also, because it's not about who I am, but it's about how can I help other people in this community.
Yeah, it was hard at first, but my parents are so supportive, because my friends, whenever they go to my place, they keep on telling me that your parents are so proud of you, that you went all the way there and now you're like, because you support yourself, So now that I kind of like, even if I'm feeling down or if I feel, oh, how am I gonna do this? And when I think about that, like my parents are so proud of me and they support me so much right now because they trusted me, that they trusted my decision.
I'm very proud of where I come from. I think those who know me, my friends, they'll be like, oh yeah, she's super proud. I'm always talking about Mexico and how beautiful Mexico is. Despite of everything we see on the news, Mexico has great things to offer. We have great places to vacation. The people are amazing. Our food is amazing, and also is our culture, and it's pretty unique compared to other cultures. So yeah, that's something I definitely want to, keep on doing, and I want to work in Spanish television or just television in general, but I want to focus mainly on Spanish.
I don't know where I will end up. I mean, I'm trying to be open for any opportunities and stuff, but at the end of the day, I love Sweden. I think Sweden is a great country to raise a family, and I have all my friends and family, so I love Sweden too, but I mean, right now I'm young and I can't really think that far, I don't know.
My graduation, I like to probably go back to China and do the international business between Chinese and American film market, because now in China we have a booming film market, and I like to do something between them. Like just happened is American film market, and a lot of Chinese companies just come to Los Angeles to see American films and to see options they can have to collaborate with American companies. And some of the companies reach out to me to find they want translators, and they want someone who's familiar, at least have stayed in America for a while, and also in this industry. So I think I'm a good fit for that.
Students here at Cal State Dalar are coming from, most of them, they're coming from a disadvantaged background, and they deserve the best. I think they deserve the best kind of education and the best kind of treatment from everyone who's involved in the university. We spend the same amount of time, and we are as talented as any other student that's going to a UC. The strength of Cal State LA students comes actually from their socioeconomic background. The students who are graduating from Cal State LA are persistent, they are resilient. Cal State LA students have more to offer actually than Ivy League schools.